the semifinal.
So this is,
Oh,
yeah, this
Best of 5.
Yeah, best of 5. That's all right. We knew what you meant. But, this has been a pretty big one for Luminosity so far. And hey, guys, don't forget, you can check us out on Twitter at Overwatch_NGE. Join the conversation. You can use the hashtag WinnerPremiere as well. And let us know who you think is going to end up winning this match. But it is going to be Luminosity against Immortals. And Luminosity starting on this defensive side. Immortals gets to pick what side they want. So they want to, or excuse me, Luminosity. Or yes, Immortals gets to pick their side. Getting mixed up. Immortals choosing the offensive side to start us off. And this has been, as I was saying before, this has been a pretty good map for Luminosity in general. I mean, Immortals did win the last time that they played this map. Immortals ended up taking the map and the series, but I mean, it was a very close one in general. Luminosity, for the most part, have pretty good success here.
Yeah, Ube definitely thrives on Anubis overall. It does well on Pharah on both offense and defense. And on the second point on defense, when he breaks out Mei, he's just a huge presence. A lot of the time we see Luminosity get rather aggressive on Anubis, playing pretty far forward instead of all the way back near the spawn like a lot of teams do. Right now, in case you aren't fully aware of how the map process works, the first map was entirely random. Neither team picked that one. The team that loses the first map picks the second map. Whoever didn't pick the map picks the side. So this is going to be Luminosity's map choice and Immortals choosing to start out here on offense. Now Immortals, they're going to meet Luminosity for the first time here on this map today.
Now Immortals going in for the push. They are running a dive comp themselves. They'll try it out. Luminosity aren't the only ones that can do it, but losing chance that early on Winston may be troublesome for them. 2 players lost now, and it was Ube. He had gotten quite low, but the Immortals squad couldn't quite finish him off. But they do manage to kill Hedan in the end, so Immortals might have a bit of an opportunity if they regroup themselves. Hedan's got a pretty long hike back up to this point, so you still have some of the Immortals guys in causing a bit of a ruckus, just seeing if they can keep Luminosity separated and keep them pressed back towards the point, and that's exactly what they've been able to do as Immortals now jump right back into the fight. Icefelt goes down to Athan. He's just out there getting that Discord Orb onto the targets that they're diving, and now a Dragon Blade in from Agilities, and 3 kills going the way of Immortals. They're looking good to take this first point. Luminosity, all they have up is Icefelt, and I'm pretty sure he's a respawner, so that should be first point easy peasy for Immortals. Now, this is where it gets tricky, trying to take the second point. We've seen teams have all the time in the world to get this second point, and this can be very, very tough.
Sometimes teams come in hot off the first point and capture the second in no time at all, and other times 7 minutes disappear and the defense will still hold. Agility's putting on a show there on the first point.
Athan going down early though for Immortals. Probably not their push they had intended, so it's pretty much just backup time for them. They were still on that dive comp, but it looks like Grim Reality is going to make the switch over to McCree. Not only is he just fantastic at McCree in general, but since Luminosity are running this Pharah, for them, that's, Grim Reality is going to be looking to shut him down, certainly.
Chance also changing over to Reinhardt, and Athan over to Ana here, as Immortals are going to be trying to generate a little bit of ultimate here to try and get on the level of Luminosity. Luminosity with 6 ultimates on the table. They're going to throw out the
goodness,
Ube!
4 kills off the rocket barrage from Ube, and the rest of Luminosity there to clean up on the remaining players as Agilities and Chance go down in the end. That was yet another pretty long-range one there. Long-range barrage, too, coming out, but made it work. And now Ube actually making the switch over to Mei after getting rid of that barrage, which worked quite well for them. And Mei can certainly be a nuisance on this final point, to say the least, too, with how long she can stall out for.
And Ube plays it quite well. Obviously, a satisfying amount of justice for Ube, and now he's going to be looking to cause even more disruption from Mei.
Now going to initiate sound barrier. There is a self-destruct sitting on the point. Just zone them out for the most part. Agility's using that Dragon Blade. 2 kills to kick it off, and he's trying to contest Hedan in the back. See, maybe if they can get a little bit of time down on this point, but Super Pluke had the nano boost swinging away, was able to get 2 kills on the Immortals players, and I mean, there's not a whole lot. Losing 2 guys, if you're Immortals, it's very tough to come back in this fight with the Luminosity spawn so close, but Agility's just going off as he normally does on this point on Genji. But Ube has done such a good job of contesting, despite Immortals getting all this time down. The Reflect as well, taking out Ube. He gets the nano boost as Immortals are desperately trying to close this one in. They're getting kills but Luminosity doing such a good job of stalling this point out, they can't even get any time down on it. Finally, they're going to get at least one tick. They've wiped Luminosity off the point. What a shot from Grim Reality, shutting down Ube. And that is a big kill for them because he would have been able to stall all day long. Hype gets 2 as well. Immortals looking very good. They're so close to capping this one off. But the Luminosity players just keep flooding onto the point. They can't get them off of there. And now Icefeld still in. The Dragon Blade coming out as well. They're looking to seal the deal. But Ube just stuffed on the point there. Finally finished him off. It is so tough to get this point. Finally, Immortals get it done in the end with a decent bit of time left in the time bank too. 3:45 or 3:48 for them.
Just what do you even begin to talk about in that situation? I'm going to go ahead and focus on Hype's. Agility's obviously doing work, but Hype's diva play on that second point was something special. Everywhere he needed to be, a lot of the time supporting what Agility's was doing, playing forward, giving him the defense matrix, so absolutely nobody can contest Agility's. And trust me, if you give Agility's any amount of security, he's going to hit every shot he takes.
Oh, we saw it in the last time these guys played, Agility's was the one who ended up, securing it for them. And here he goes again on Genji on the last point of Anubis. The guy is a force to be reckoned with time and time again, coming up with huge kills. The fact that he could even survive throughout the whole duration of these Luminosity players just flooding back onto the point is brilliant in and of itself. So Grim Reality and Agilities both certainly making some big plays happen there for Immortals, finishing off both points in pretty good time. As we said, 3:48 left on the time bank for them. So now we're going to see that change in sides. Luminosity is going to be now moving to the offensive side. I would suspect to see some sort of a dive comp coming out from them. I mean, we've seen it so much. If they're going to run it on Dorado, you'd expect to see it here as well. But guys, remember, you can win a free 12-month subscription of Loot Crate. Check it out at the link. You can follow it there and get yourself a shot at that one. But it is now Luminosity.
I don't know if you caught it as well. I definitely saw Caleb cracking a smile.
What?
Super Pluke coming out of the spawn, trying to get a charge onto the point, and Hype, rather than deal with it at all, just drops a self-destruct and runs away. So Super Pluke just charges a self-destructing mech into the wall, and that pretty much sealed up everything that was left.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm telling you, man. We've heard a lot about Hyped over the past past month, we'll call it. Hype's as some of the other community were calling him, the hipster diva, playing diva before it was cool. And if anybody can make diva work in this current patch, it's going to be Hyped, and he's obviously shown that off today.
Absolutely. He's brilliant at the hero. But see, Luminosity, we've seen teams like Liquid actually try this particular dive comp strategy, not with triple DPS though. Luminosity are going full out triple DPS on this first point push, and we've seen them try something similar to this before. They have Pharah and Mercy. Mercy, of course, something you don't normally see too often these days either. What a concussion to split up these Immortals players, and now they're in a bit of a rough spot because the rest of Luminosity can just dive right onto them. Chance got separated, and they already have that early pick, Luminosity, so they're going to want to capitalize off of that, especially when it's one as big as Reinhardt. And even wrapping around, the Immortals players don't really seem to know what to do, where to focus, because they're just coming in from all sides. But it doesn't matter. Agilities is there doing what he does on Roadhog, and he's killed both Icefeld and Ube. As now Immortals coming back onto the point, they are getting the kills. There are still Luminosity players in at the moment. Spree is just flying around. Oh my, Agility's nearly hitting that hook, but he's just trying to hold it off for them for now. But Luminosity looking to re-push quickly. Now they lose Super Pluke, so that could be a bit troublesome, but Ube going in with the Dragon Blade. One kill for him off of that, and the res coming through from Hedan to try and bring some of these guys back into the fight. And Immortals being down 3, Luminosity has the presence on the points. Chance coming back in, seeing maybe if he can stall for a little bit, but I don't think Immortals will really be able to stop this one. So Luminosity, triple DPS works out first point. They'll be looking to move through to second with 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Negligible time difference between the two teams on the first point. It's the second point that matters, and Luminosity, even though they did quite well there, they have a steep battle to get through on the second point. Immortals, they're already holding on to an Earth Shatter with Chance. Graviton with Hyped. Aethan's working on a nano boost. And Verbo not far away from a sound barrier. There is a lot to cut through here for Luminosity.
Now they're just working their way up to the point. See what their plan of attack is exactly. Immortals changing things up a bit for themselves. Of course, Grim Reality on the McCree. Maybe see if he can shut down Icefeld as he comes through, trying to get onto those backline players. But Luminosity looking to engage right here. Super Pluke put to sleep and then shut down by Agilities with 3 kills going the way of Immortals. That is going to send Luminosity right back to spawn, as that is a full team wipe coming out for them. Beautiful defense so far from Immortals, and they'll just regroup here.
With the flick headshot on Icefelt there.
Yeah. And Grim Reality is just kind of a freak in nature. I mean, it was so good. We got to watch him a little bit practice backstage and watching him play McCree on the practice PCs. This guy just flicking and hitting heads. I mean, it's amazing to watch, see someone's hand move like that and be able to hit those kind of shots. But Luminosity are grouping up for another push here. Looking to work this right side.
A lot of the economy down for Immortals, still holding onto the sound barrier though. This is Luminosity's time to strike.
Are getting that spam in. I mean, Ube so far relatively uncontested, but Immortals able to shut down Luminosity yet again. It's only Super Pluke left below the point. Another team wipe coming out from Immortals. Well, they didn't even have to use anything alongside of it, just pure firepower and aiming, shutting down the Luminosity players. And it's again back to the drawing board for them. Really, for Luminosity, you're looking to get this combo of the Graviton and this Pulse Bomb, maybe even the Graviton Barrage, but that Graviton Pulse Bomb is going to be a big combo that Luminosity is looking to use once they get it online.
On the second point, it's going to take everything. The Barrage definitely going to come into play probably in the latter half, but definitely looking for the Graviton Pulse Bomb combo here. Maybe going to open a lot of this up with Super Pluke's Earth Shatter. Right now, Luminosity just probing, looking for a hole. So we can see where they're going to fit in here. Agility's hanging around on the high ground. He's definitely looking for a big hook here.
Now, he's got that Graviton at the ready. So they do have this combination available. Now there's going to be, the nano boost and Agility's hooking in Spree, shutting the hopes and dreams down on that push. As now 2 kills come through, use the whole hog, and that's fine if you're Luminosity, as he just got them to use a few ultimates, really. So the Luminosity guys can come back. 3:30 left on the clock. Now they are down in the time bank situation, but I mean, they certainly can take it on this next push.
They are locked and loaded with a full 6 ultimates online. This is definitely Luminosity's chance. If they don't make this one work, that could be curtains for them here on the second point, but a lot of time left on the clock, and anything can definitely happen on the second point of Anubis.
Yeah, we've seen just about everything on second point Anubis. It's a fun point indeed, but now 6 ultimates locked and loaded. It's a full house, full boat for the Luminosity squad. They're starting to work in now. There is going to be a barrage right out of the gate. They managed to get a couple with that one. They did lose Hedan in the process. That will make things very, very difficult for Luminosity in terms of the long-term fight here. Is Grim Reality also able to get 2? He used that Deadeye and finished off on a couple more. So despite all the kills that Luminosity may get here, for them, it's just best to kind of go in and die and reset. They did manage to get 1 tick down on the point, so that's at least a start for them here, right?
A little bit of mismanagement, though, for Luminosity. They did burn the barrage in the last fight, but Ube's going to change over to Genji. That could certainly be addition to this fight. Mineral already burning that sound barrier, but everybody else holding on to theirs. And Immortals just pretty much trickling back, finding the right kills at the right time. I think Luminosity is getting a little bit too caught up, looking for those big team wipe ultimates when, 2 in hand is certainly worth it.
And now they're looking to engage. There is going to be a Graviton out from Spree. Pulse Bomb came through as well. 2 kills to start it off for Luminosity, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Luminosity fan. There is going to be a self-destruct down on the bridge, and they do manage to get out of that one. Grim Reality is just going off right here on McCree. 3 kills for him, shutting down Luminosity yet again on their final point attempt. And Immortals are looking very, very good here. I mean, Luminosity has 1:40 left. They just used quite a few of their ultimates to try and take that push. I mean, they're going to have to get ults, and quickly, if they want to take this one. 1 tick is all they have on the point.
Luminosity right now looks like they might be pinning their hopes and dreams on a Nano Blade and a bomb combo. It's probably the best case scenario they're going to be looking at in the next fight or two. But perhaps they can find a nice long sustained fight, get Super Pluke's Earth Shatter up relatively quickly. But I'm not seeing it so far. Immortals just not giving him an inch.
There's going to be Nano Boost used on the side of Immortals. They give that one to Hype. There's going to be a Deadeye off to the side from Grim Reality. He manages to kill Icefelt with it, and there we go. Grim Reality hitting 2 right there, shutting it down. Again, Immortals are just so good on the defense right now. Much of that thanks to Grim Reality and company. I mean, the guy has just been, he's a treat to watch on McCree, to say the least.
This will be the final assault for Luminosity. It looks like they will have the two previously mentioned ultimates online. Perhaps they can get a sound barrier and Earth Shatter in if it lasts long enough, but that would be a long overtime situation. Immortals right now playing pretty far forward, but not too far forward. Just enough to delay Luminosity, bleed some time off the clock, but not so far that they're going to get caught out.
It's do or die for Luminosity right now. 25 seconds left on the clock. If they don't manage to cap out here, it is going to be them going 2 maps down in this series, so they need to get this one right here. Ube starts it off. It is a Nano Blade. See maybe what he can get with this one. 1 kill already, 2 kills for Ube, but they lose Spree in the process. 2 players from Luminosity going down is not good news. That is going to be a big shutdown there as Agility is getting put down right as he was about to kill Ube, hooked him in. So Luminosity is on the point, but they need to stay on it here because it is overtime and they need to cap as well. Ube is going to be looking to do work, but still kills coming through on the side of Immortals. Sound barrier used by Luminosity, but the Immortals players just continue to get kills. And when that respawn's so close, it's tough for Luminosity to ever get back into the fight. I mean, they have a couple guys around. All they'll be able to do is stall it a bit longer, and Chance just charging Spree all the way over to the side, and that will do it. Immortals taking map number 2 here.